something interesting happened in 2018 in Hyderabad. I don't know if anyone have observed it. So in Hyderabad, the things were so tensed. The news channel were completely flooded, and the traffic was completely jam packed. So there was an area where people have to travel to office to home. It ideally used to take around 3-4 hours. Okay, but then that particular day in 2018, on the month of August to July, that day was so jam packed that 3-4 hours of traffic extended to close to 8 to 12 hours. And you know why that happened? So there was a new company was coming into that city, and the company name was IKEA, and they were written the billboard, okay, we are here and we want to stay here for a long time. So IKEA is a company which is the world's biggest furniture stores, and it has a revenue of $40 billion. It has spread across 25 plus countries, and the way they are performing and their profitability is tremendous. The next competitive company towards who can compete to IKEA is, I think I forgot the name, but they are around $10 billion. So IKEA is to a level where many people are in awe how the company is growing in that level. And most of you, if you're young, I don't know how, but IKEA has created a lot of feeling to all of young generation that they want to go to IKEA, see a lot of furniture, we buy a few furniture for your home and all those stuff, right? But let me tell you the story behind it and how it started and what are the key aspects which made this furniture company so profitable, and what are the core values which help their customer to become so loyal to them. All right. So there was a case study conducted by Harvard almost around 1950s. And the case study was the way mothers cook baked cake for their children and family. So in the 1950s, what used to happen, just like our own mom parents, they put a lot of effort to cook biryani or to cook very good sweet or halwa or whatever it is. They make so many ingredients, special ingredients, not to buy from outside, but sab kuch ghar mein hum log banayenge. Chilies and put into the outside, and it gets dry, and then you make every masala from scratch. It might take 1 or 2 days for sure, maybe 1 week. And then once the masala is ready and that masala has been put into your dishes, and the dish is superbly amazing, isn't it? And we loved the mother's recipe, we call it. And what happened at that time in 1950s, the mothers used to cook cake and this muffins for the children, and the company wanted to help. There was a new company coming up in the market, and they wanted to help the mother. How can they reduce the effort so that the process becomes more faster and children can get those cake much faster? So they created something kind of ready-made mix of cake powder. And the moment they launched ready-made mix, they were super excited. This will save mother's effort and everything. And to the flip side, what happened? The company collapsed. The product was complete flop. It did not work out. And this was a very different outcome which people were expecting. So what they did, they hired the psychologist from Stanford or Harvard, and they did a lot big survey why this happened. So went to their different homes. They asked the mothers, what do you do and all those stuff. And the psychology, what behind they realized is that when the moment this product was launched, the bakery powder, all the mothers who used to put a lot of effort to bring those masalas and all those for their children, they got insulted. They felt, how can someone can come and give a shortcut to this love which I'm putting for my family? And that insult, that emotion attached to the process created a havoc in the product. So the product was not bad, product was good, but it was eliminating the process of building those relationships, building the love towards their family. And that is where the sentence called labor to love emerged. So if you've heard of any of these videos, do it yourself or labor leads to love, where you put efforts to build something on your own, you value things more. If you invest on yourself, you value yourself more. We used to always tell, invest on yourself, invest on yourself. Why? Because when you're putting efforts towards yourself, you love yourself more. This is a secret. And mother felt insulted when something ready-made item was coming. And the moment they came to know, they changed the strategy. Okay. Now let's connect this same thing with IKEA. So in the furniture business, the biggest challenge is to happen is that normal retail furniture warehouses, you will find that a lot of furnitures are arranged in an assembly line, and they're only limited furniture you will be seeing in the assembly line in the warehouse. And the moment you go to a shop, you like a furniture, you order a furniture, they will take those furniture, put it in the cart, put it in some Tata Magic or something, and they'll go to your home. What used to happen? The whole furniture used to go, and the volume occupied with the furniture was very, very high. So what IKEA did, they came up with this strategy of emotional investment. Plus, they improved the logistics such a way that they used to dismantle all the furnitures, completely put it into boxes, and their warehouses was full of boxes by boxes. It was like putting some Amazon's warehouse. and their warehouse was not looking a furniture warehouse. It was looking some packed goods of warehouses. And that created an amazing idea for them. The supply chain cost reduced so much that people used to come to their shop, IKEA's shop, and they used to take furniture with them after shopping. It's not that someone will order for them. They used to take in their car, and they go to their home, and they used to keep all those instructions manuals. How do you assemble the furniture? So IKEA believed in this process of making customer work. They used to give all the instruction manuals with you. Now you take it to your home and you start assembling the furniture. And that process, all of the people, the couple used to buy the furniture, they used to take this process to develop relationship. It's nothing but when a couple does something together, you feel much more bonded, right? So this portion of this emotional connect, they used it. And can you believe it? It was a win-win situation. Customer also was happy. For that particular customer who assembled the furniture for his home, they felt valuable. They felt IKEA is close to their heart because they've assembled it. They put their heart out. They put their sweat out to do that together. And flip side, what is the business flip side of it? Because it was disassembled, it was packaged properly. Every transportation had multiple boxes of furniture. So one type of journey is to distribute multiple places. So that is to reduce a lot of cost. So this is what the IKEA effect was called about, and it was studied in Harvard, and so many things were happening. But this was the one company which really leveraged this concept, and they really valued the customers and created a win-win situation. All right, so this is where the whole summary of the story is. Now, if you want to learn more about it, let me tell you the book. The book name is The Hook, written by Neil Real, and it's one of the best book when you want to create a product of your own. And that is the book which I really learned so many ideas I've received to make this book club as a product. Now just visualize why most people are committed to the book club, because you're putting efforts in the background to make it successful. Because we are consistently putting efforts in the background, we feel it is our own. And so why would we betray our own book club? So we are putting a lot of efforts to make it successful, and that is what is PMint putting in the back end to really make it successful and reach more and more people. So that's about it. So